empty. Alright, I got my popcorn and water. Alright, so I'm thinking about starting this like story time situation thing. I think it'll be pretty cool. That way we can kind of interact a little bit more. And what's cool about doing story things would be the fact that I don't have to worry so much about the lighting, because it's not like a beauty video where you have to really see the colors and stuff like that. And don't judge me, it's been a long day. So as you can see by the title of this video, I'm talking about getting hollered at. Now, okay, it's not gonna be a good idea to be eating popcorn, because some of you will be like, don't talk while you're eating. I just don't care. Now, if you guys don't like these type of videos, you know, right there, or right there, or right there, somewhere right there, there's a little X button. Go click that right there. So now this is for people who do like videos like this and like to interact with me. Then holler at me, stay here, because it's kind of like Snapchat segments, but a longer version of them. So I haven't even Snapchatted this. I should have, but now just tell you guys to check this video out. So I went to Walgreens, and then when I come out, I am walking out and I'm on the phone over here talking to my brother. And then from the corner of the eye, I see this one guy crossing the street, but I didn't even mind him. I was over here too busy like screaming at my brother because he did something I didn't like, and then I was like, whatever, bye. Then this was over here like, yo, you wanna take a picture of me, blah 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 blah, because I had my camera. My camera is not so small. If you guys know, I vlog, so that's why I always take my camera with me. It's not like a big camera, but it's not a small camera. It's like noticeable that I have a camera. So then he was like, oh, you want to take a picture of me? We got to take a picture of me from like here and down, or blah 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 blah. And I was just like, oh no, I'm good. And he was like, well, you don't want a picture of me? I'm like, no, I'm good. And you know, I wasn't being a bitch. At least I don't think so. And he then was making fun of my camera. He's like, why you got that old school camera? He was trying to be funny, and I'm here like, you making fun of my camera? No, like, no, that's not an old school camera. And then what happened? He was trying to light up his cigarette. So obviously I don't smoke. He was trying. Oh, there was an older man in front of us. So then he tells the old man, oh, you know, can you light me up? And then, you know, he lights him up, and he's like, wait for me. And I'm like, I continue to walk. I'm not about to wait for you. And he's like, what's your name? And I'm like, I was about to lie. You know, it's like my first instinct, lie. But then I couldn't, because I just didn't know. Like, I didn't want to take forever. You know, you can tell if you pause and take like a 3 seconds, 4 seconds to tell someone your name, you lying. You lying. So I was just like, oh, my name's Ashley. Oh, you're beautiful, Ashley. You know, you're so beautiful. Like, you can be in novelas. I started cracking up. Like, what you talking about? That I can be in novelas. But it was just funny. And then he was like, oh, you have a boyfriend? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, stop lying. And of course I'm fucking lying, but he don't gotta know that. He's over here like, stop lying. I'm like, I'm not lying. He's all like, what's his name? And I'm like, don't worry about it. And then, you know, he's like, sorry. And I'm like, you know what? I didn't even realize that I might have sounded like a bitch while saying that. What did I say? When I said, don't worry about it. Like, I didn't think that I sounded like a, you know, like a bitch. But at least he thought so. So I was just like, oh, and like, you know, like, yeah, I have a boyfriend. And don't worry about his name. And then he's all like, oh, well, if you do, then why is he not here walking with you? And I'm like, because he's working. He's all like, oh, all right, you know what? Like, I respect that. Have a nice day, and you're very beautiful, okay? And he left. And to be honest with you guys, it's funny because I'm personally, me personally, I'm not used to getting hit on. I'm not like used to being aggressively hit on. I've seen people who've gotten like hit on like very aggressively. You know what I'm talking about? Like when they're very what's the word? Persistent. I think that's the name of it, and stuff like that. Like I haven't really experienced too much of that, but I know that there's times when certain guys approach you and you just don't feel comfortable, especially the way that they approach you. You feel like, ugh, like, get away from me. You feel suffocated. And I do feel bad for the fact that I shut him down, even though, like, for real, in real life, I don't have a boyfriend. But he don't gotta know that. I just feel like, I don't know, I felt awkward, and it wasn't like, me personally, if he asked for my number, I don't think I would give it to him. I feel like in every situation where I've met somebody and I think that they're cute or so, very rarely do I ever want to give my number out. It's more like, do you have Instagram, or do you have Snapchat, or do you have Facebook or something? Because I just feel like in those type of situations, like if I get annoyed of them, or you know, if they're like están pasando de lanzas or something, like I can easily just block them, you know, You feel me? And I just feel like you get to, especially if I just met you, I don't really know much about you. But if I have you on Instagram, I can be lurking, you know? Don't act like you don't do that when you meet somebody or when you add somebody. Tell me you do not lurk through their page. You know you do, because I do that shit too. You know, you're lurking, you're trying to figure out a little bit more about that person. So, you know, that's why I like to usually ask for their Instagram or, you know, Snapchat just to see what they're doing or what's up, you know, like Facebook, you get to see more family shit, you know. It's just, I don't know, I'm not used to situations like that. Thankfully, this time around, it wasn't something so aggressive. The last time I can remember, well, not really the last time. The only time I can remember that something really bad happened to me was maybe when I was like 14. I was very young. I was going just to the liquor store, literally like around the corner of my house, and there was this guy who started following me in his freaking bike. And, you know, he was like, what's your name? And blah, blah, blah. And I don't remember exactly too much. All I know is that I felt very scared. I've never been somebody that was like 14 I was like, oh my god, I want a boyfriend who's like 18 or 20 or 2. Like, I've never been into like really older men. So it was kind of like, you know, like now girls are like all over guys who are older and shit. But I wasn't like that, and I felt very scared. I remember I told the guy in the counter, I was like, you know what, there's somebody that was following me and that made me feel unsafe, so let me call my mom and my dad, like, let me fix this shit. He was so nice, he was taking care of me, whatever, but that's funny. That's funny. But anywho, I haven't really, you know, experienced so much, but I do know that sometimes us ladies, for example, I didn't have the right to lie to him. I should have just been straight up and been like, you know what, no, I don't have a boyfriend, but I'm not just interested. I don't know why. I felt like it was just easier for me to just lie and say like, yeah, I do have a boyfriend. And I do really appreciate the way that he reacted, saying that he respected that and he just left me alone right away and still complimented me instead of saying, oh, you fucking slut or something like that. Like, you don't know how people are gonna react, you know. I just feel that, guys, there's nothing wrong with approaching women, and girls, stop acting like all petty and shit. Like, stop acting like you're all that when you're sometimes all the way down here, you know. Stop acting so damn hard on men, because I know that sometimes it's hard for men to approach women, especially with the attitude that women have right away. Oh, he thirsty. He barely said hi to you, and you're saying that he's thirsty. It's not like he's doing something else, you know. Like, let a fool live, you know. Let him live. And it's a very hard situation right now in life for girls and men. I just feel like guys need to be a little bit more calmed down the way that they approach women sometimes, and girls need to calm down and give men chances. Like I said, if you are not interested in them, at least let them down a little, you know. Let them down nicely. Don't be like a bitch and be like, oh, you ugly, hell nah. You know, like, nothing like that. That's pretty messed up. But it's more like, you know, be nice with them. And if you know, you're not comfortable giving them your number or so, or you want to be nice, give them your Snapchat, or give them your Facebook, or give them your Instagram, you know, something. Give them a little something, you know. I prefer to give somebody my Snapchat or my Facebook or my Instagram first than actually giving them my number, because I don't know. A number is something more personal, and it's not something that you can just easily block. I feel like you have to exchange your number and all that stuff, and it's just a long process. But yeah, what's the moral of the story? I just wanted to talk about it. But how do you guys react to guys who hit on you? You know, what's the worst scenario that's ever happened to you? How did you react, and what do you think about it? Leave a comment down below, and I'll see you guys next time.